Hi, I'm Anupam. Let's understand business. In this current session, I shall be throwing light on the types of production processes. Before we discuss about the types of production processes, let us first try and understand what is a production system. A production system are those activities of an organization where resources flowing within a defined system are combined and transformed in a controlled manner to add value in accordance to the policies communicated by the management. The characteristics of a production system being that production is an organized activity. So every production system has an objective. The system transforms various inputs to useful outputs. It does not operate in isolation from the other organizational systems. There exists a feedback about the activities which is essential to control and improve the system performance. Now let us have a look at the various types of production systems. Production systems or manufacturing operations may broadly be divided into two categories. Firstly, we have the make-to-stock production system. Here, the production processes are completed and the product is placed in stock even before the customer order is received. And secondly, we have the make-to-order production system. In this system, the production process starts only after receiving a customer's order. This is because the manufacturer cannot anticipate the kind of product each customer may want. Apart from these two, there is yet another type of production system. This third type of production system is one where the company produces standard modules and stocks them. These modules are later on assembled together according to the specifications of a customer order. This type of production system is called the assemble to order production system. For example, the PVC window assemblers or modular kitchen board assemblers, etc. The production system of an organization employs more than one kind of production processes. However, the most prominent production process of the organization is usually referred to as its production system. For example, car manufacturing is a mass production system. At the same time, the paint shop of the car manufacturing unit would be employing a batch production process, and its tool room may be working as a job shop process. We shall talk about each of these different types of production processes in detail. The types of production processes is usually based on the extent to which a production unit has flexibility to produce a variety of products. Thus, the types of production processes may be categorized as a continuous production system or an intermittent production system. A continuous production system consists of the flow production system and the mass production system, while the intermittent production system may further be divided into the batch production system, the job shop production system, and a special type of job shop which is the project production system. The types of production processes or systems are thus classified on the basis of the product or output variety and the product or operation or output volume. Among the broadly classified production systems, that is the continuous, consisting of the process or flow production, the mass production, and intermittent production processes, that is the batch production, the job shop production. When we talk about the product variety, we know that as we move from up to down, the variety of products produced by the organization goes up. And in contrast, as we move from down to up, then the overall volume of production goes up. Let us have a look at this particular detail with the help of a graph. So if we try and plot the production processes in terms of the variety and volume, we have a broad dividing line where one end is the intermittent production system and the other side is the continuous production system. Among the continuous production system, where the product variety is almost unitary, we have the flow production process, followed by the mass production process, where the variety goes up but the volume of production comes down. Then we have the batch production system, which is the starting point of the intermittent production systems, followed by the job shop production process, and finally the project production process, where the volume of output is just unit, the variety is unique. That is, each and every project are different from the other project. The continuous manufacturing systems may be the flow manufacturing system or the mass production facilities. These produce high volume products of same or very similar kind. These are usually employed by make-to-stock producers. The manufacturing happens in automated plants having special purpose equipments. The continuous production process is one where the product flows continuously through a linear process. These type of operations are also referred to as continuous flow or flow shop operations. Usually the products in this case are not discrete. The continuous flow operations are sometimes also called the process type of operations, as opposed to the discrete operations. The examples of the continuous production process being a chemical plant, the oil and gas refineries, petroleum refineries, sugar mills, etc. Let us have a look at the characteristics of the process production or flow production system. In this particular system, we have the dedicated plant and equipment with zero flexibility. The material handling is fully automated. The process follows a predetermined sequence of operations. The component material cannot be readily identified with the final products. The planning and scheduling is a routine action. The product differentiation is limited. And finally, it involves a high initial investment. This particular system has certain specific advantages. For example, it has high level of standardization of product and process sequence. The higher rate of production leads to a reduced cycle time. It has the highest capacity utilization due to almost perfect line balancing. Here, manpower is not required for material handling. These organizations may also employ persons with limited skills for the production process. The unit cost of product is low due to high volume of production. The second kind of continuous production system is the mass production system. The mass production system is also referred to as the repetitive manufacturing systems. In this system, the work in progress inventory or the material moving around from one workstation to another is low because the items move quickly within the plant. Examples of this kind of manufacturing system include television manufacturing, radio manufacturing, car manufacturing, telephone manufacturing, etc. The products in this particular production system follow the same path over and over again. Thus, the complete production unit looks organized. Looking at the characteristics of the mass production system, this particular system has standardization of product and process sequence, similar to what we had in the flow production system. It also involves dedicated special purpose machines having high production capacities and output rates. It handles large volume of products. It involves short cycle time. It has low in-process inventory. The production lines are balanced. The material and parts flow continuously without any backtracking. The production planning and control is easy in mass production system, and the material handling can be completely automatic. The mass production system has certain specific advantages, like it has higher rate of production with reduced cycle time. It has a very high capacity utilization due to a very good line balancing. For a mass production unit, less skilled operators may be employed. It involves a low in-process inventory. The manufacturing cost per unit product is low. It also has certain limitations, like the breakdown of one machine may stop the entire production line. Line layout needs major changes when there is a change in the product design, and this particular production system involves higher initial investment in the production facility. So we discussed about the two types of continuous production systems. Now let us look at the intermittent production system. The intermittent production system is one in which the volume of each product produced is low. Generally, it produces make to order or custom products in accordance with the design supplied by the customer. Here, each job may be unique and it may require a special set of production steps. Further, each job may require a particular routing. That is, there is no standard routing in intermittent production system, which means that products may follow different paths. This system needs general purpose production equipments. Let us have a look at the various kinds of intermittent production system, starting from the job shop production process. The job shop production process is one where each job is unique. For example, a car mechanic garage, where the first job may involve 4 operations, a second job may require just 3, another one may require 2, finally yet another may require another set of 3. So here, in a way, each operation is unique and different, and even the path followed by the product from input level to the final output stage may also vary. Job shop production process are used in woodworking shops, metal fabrication shops, and other such similar operations. It may require an inventory of a few types of raw material, but here the largest percentage of inventory is the work in progress inventory. Work in progress is the inventory that accumulates in between the different stages of the process. The characteristics of job shop production process is that it can produce high variety of products but in low volume. Usually it uses general purpose machines and facilities. It involves highly skilled operators who take up each job as a challenge. It involves a large inventory of materials, tools, and parts. In this kind of production process, the planning is essential for sequencing of each product capacities for each work centers and order priority. This particular kind of production process has certain advantages. The first and foremost being that a large variety of products can be produced with the general purpose machines. In this system, the operators become skilled and competent with each job. The full potential of operators is utilized in this kind of production process. Opportunity lies for creative and innovative ideas. Apart from the advantages, it also has certain limitations, like the production planning in this production system is complicated and it requires a larger space in terms of each machine having adequate space around it so that different operations may take place. When we talk about the batch manufacturing system, we must understand that many manufacturing operations fall in between the job shops and the repetitive manufacturing systems. These are called the batch manufacturing. Batch means a single production run. Batch size means the quantity produced in a single production run. It may be as less as 100 units or up to a few thousand units. The batch manufacturing company makes a batch of one product, then it may switch over the equipment and make a batch of another product. The production equipment should be more flexible than the repetitive manufacturing and is generally less flexible than a job shop system. In the batch manufacturing system, the products having same or similar processes may be grouped into a product family. The examples of a batch manufacturing process includes small hand tools like drills, screwdrivers, hand mixers, etc. The characteristics of a batch production system include that there is a shorter production run as compared to a job shop production system. Here also the plants and machinery are flexible. Every batch of production requires changes in the plant and machinery setup. The advantages of the batch production system being that it involves lower manufacturing lead time and cost as compared to the job order production process, because here we are clubbing a considerable amount of batch for a similar kind of product, producing a similar kind of product output. It involves better utilization of plant and machinery, both in terms of the kind of variety that the plant is producing and the number of units that the plant is able to produce. This particular system promotes functional specialization. There is a lower investment in plant and machinery as compared to that of a repetitive manufacturing system. There is flexibility to accommodate a number of processes and products. And job satisfaction for the operators is high even in the batch production system. Apart from the advantages, it also has certain limitations. First and foremost being that material handling in this system is a bit complex. The production planning and control is also complex. It involves a high setup cost due to frequent changes in setups. And work in progress inventory is higher than a repetitive or continuous production process. Finally, we come to a project production system. A project production system, or simply a project, is a highly flexible and low volume type of operation. Usually, the item to be produced stays in a fixed place and all the resources come to it. At the end of the operation, the resources leave the place of the project. The examples of this kind of production system include shipbuilding, rocket building, bridge construction, buildings construction, large machine construction, etc. Apart from the traditional project production systems, we also have some new kind of systems which have attained the nomenclature of projects. For example, some type of service operations are also called as projects. These involve a team of people working over a period of time, and then once the project is complete, these people leave the project. For example, developing a software package may be a project type of service operation. Now, let us have a relook at the four major types of production processes. Firstly, we have the job shop production process. These are characterized by manufacturing of one or few quantity of products designed and produced as per the specification of the customer within prefixed time and cost. Then we have the batch production process. It is a form of manufacturing in which the job passes through the functional departments in lots or batches, and each lot may have a different routing. Then we have the mass production process. Manufacturing of discrete parts or assemblies using a continuous process is called mass production. And finally, we have the flow or process production system. The production process in which the items are made to flow through the sequence of operations by various devices right from the first operation to the finished product stage is called a flow or process production system. When we talk about the types of production processes, these four are usually compared on the basis of the following. Firstly, we have the manufacturing cost. When it comes to the manufacturing cost, just think about both the fixed as well as the variable cost. The per unit variable cost in continuous manufacturing system is low. At the same time, the fixed manufacturing cost is high in case of a continuous manufacturing system. Another basis could be the capital investment in terms of the plant. As far as the plant is concerned, a continuous production process requires a higher investment in terms of capital investment in plant, while when it comes to inventory, a higher amount of inventory investment happens in an intermittent production process. Then coming to the size of plant. Usually the size of plant in a continuous production process, since all the machines and manufacturing units are aligned from one to another, it involves a large space area. In contrast, the space required for the raw material and parts is much higher in the case of an intermittent production process. Coming to the technical requirements. The technical requirements include the level of the machines which are being used, the level of operators who work on those machines. They are also different on different kind of production processes. Then we come to the organizational structure. The organizational structure for a job shop kind of a scenario involves a much flatter organization structure in contrast to a continuous manufacturing system where the organization structure has to be much more hierarchical. Then it comes to the flexibility of production. As we just discussed, there is a higher amount of flexibility as we move from a flow production to mass production to batch production to finally a job shop kind of a production system. Coming to the types of products produced. In a flow production system, we know that the variety of product is one, because even the product which is produced is not discrete, it's continuous or flowing. In contrast, the types of products produced in a job shop is unique. In fact, in a project kind of a production process, each project is different from the other project. Then we have the material handling equipment usage. We know that the material handling in a continuous production process is more or less automated, which is not so in the case of an intermittent production process. When it comes to job security, it involves a lot of different aspects. For a worker, the job security would be much higher when it comes to a intermittent production system. Why? Because here the workers are much more skilled. In contrast, the employees have a higher job security in the case of a continuous production process, because there it involves a lot of organized structure where the security of job is much higher. This is all about the types of production processes. For further comments and details, please contact me at anupamkr@gmail.com. That is ANUPAMKR@gmail.com. Thank you.